Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, oh my god, I think this is the most difficult video that I've ever filmed in my makeup history, okay? Oh my gosh, I feel anxious even thinking about it. Today, we're gonna rank all our Ensley Rain Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes, and I have 8 palettes with me. Believe me when I say it, I'm never gonna get rid of any of these palettes in my collection because these are like the most cherished palettes that I have from them. I love Ensley Rain Cosmetics. If you do not know, Ensley Rain Cosmetics is like the tippy top brands that I have in my collection. So to rank these babies, it was like choosing among my babies, okay? I really love each and every one of the palette. Mind you, each and every one of the palette, I don't think there's any duds in this palette. It's just about the color story preference that I would wear one over the other. That is how I ranked these, okay? I am an affiliate with Ensley Rain Cosmetics and my code is Smithy Sony to save you 10% off. So without further ado, let's begin this video. On number 8, I have Ensley Rain Cosmetics Strawberry Moon palette. I know. I feel so bad. I'm so bad. This, I feel like, is a very much like a companion palette for me. Love the colors that was chosen in it. If you are a color lover, look no further, just buy this. You'll be so very happy. I definitely wear these pops of colors along with the other shades in from the Ensley Rain palettes, just because I often do not like wear like greens and blues and pinks on my eyes, but these shadows are beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. I love this shade so very much. It has like a purple shift to it. Can you see that? It's beautiful. This shade all over the eye, magical, absolutely magical. Some of these like golds are absolutely beautiful. My favorite shade from the palette is this shade, Radiant, I think. Yes, Radiant. Oh my god, I can drool just thinking about that shade. It is so beautiful. I've gotten some gorgeous looks out of this palette. If you, again, are big into like colors, you would absolutely love it, okay? Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I'm choosing between my babies. On number 7, I have this Twisted Tea Party palette. I feel like the shimmers in this palette are just spectacular, you guys. I just feel so pretty, especially the purples. And you know how much I love my purples. The purples in this palette are just gorgeous. Like from the mattes to the shimmers, they're just gorgeous. I could not rank this any lower. It's already a little low, but I reach out for this palette quite a bit. I love this shade and these purples. Mind Melt, my favorite shade in the palette. This black, stunning, absolutely stunning. If you are a green lover, oh my gosh, this, oh my god, Distorted Dream, beautiful. On the eyes, it looks like such a beautiful pink. It looks green in the pan, but it has such a beautiful pink shift. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I might change my ranking tomorrow, but this is how it falls today, okay? Number 7. On number 6, I cannot even. On number 6, I have the Harvest Moon palette. This is the first palette that I got from Ensley Rain Cosmetics, and this is how my love affair started. These are grungy, deep, autumnal like shades. This is beautiful for fall. I've gotten some great looks out of this palette, and I continue to reach out for this palette so very much. I feel like I mainly reach out for this palette for like 2 shadow looks, like one of the mattes and one of the shimmers, and I'm good to go. And I feel so pretty when I wear this palette. This palette does have like a few flaky shimmers, which is like this foliage shade, this shade that you see. I prefer a good smoother shimmer over that like textured shimmer. So that's the only reason why, but again, these shades are really good. Even though it's like a flaky shimmer, but you can easily smoothen it out on your eyes. But this Hunter's Moon shade, this Bougie shade, and the Sweater Weather. I'm questioning myself, okay? I'm questioning myself, okay. On number 5, we have the newest Flower Moon palette from Ensley Rain Cosmetics. I feel like this palette has a lot of special shimmers, and that's why it's ranking up above. Flower Moon shade, Pink Moon shade, this Sprout shade, April Shower shade, this Refresh shade, Bloom shade, and all the mattes in this palette. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Another thing to point out in this palette is this palette has like two squishy shades, the sapling shade and the awakening shade. It looks nice on the eyes, but these two tend to crease on me. I have a more of an oily eyelid. Again, a disclaimer. When you're using Ensley Rain shadows, and if you have oily eyelids or you know what I mean to say, if you crease, do not use any kind of glitter glue or any kind of like tacky base on your eye. Just go straight with the shadow on top of the mattes that you've applied and you'll be good. But if you tend to apply these like squishy shades on top of a primer, like a tacky base, it will definitely crease on you. So just mind my words, I have a good creasy eyelid, okay? But these never crease on me when I am applying it straight on my eyes without the eye primer, because I did the eye primer trick. Doesn't work for me. But yes, and it also, this palette definitely has like a few green shimmers. That doesn't take this down the notch, because you will see a few palettes with green shimmers which have my heart, okay? But yes, this is falling on number what, 5? 5. On number 4, oh my god, this might be my favorite pastel palette that I have in my collection, okay? And I mean it with every word that I'm saying. On number 4, I have the Lands of Enchantment palette. The shades that were chosen in this, oh my gosh, this was lovely. I cannot tell you how special this palette is. The looks that I have gotten with this palette, again, is beautiful. I don't wear pastels as much, but this palette gives me whatever I'm looking for, because these are some light tone shades, mid tone shades, deepening up shades, and that makes the palette more wearable in my opinion. This has a mix of shades. It has that UV shade, iridescent multichromes, some beautiful holochromes, like that smooth multichromy shades. It is so spectacular. I have never seen like a shade holochrome like this, Moon Magic shade. It is so pretty. My jaw was on the floor when I swatched this palette, and I continue to reach out for this palette a lot. You can get some monochromatic looks. You can mix and match these shades and never looks out of place. Would highly recommend, if you're looking for a pastel palette, this is going to be your best friend. Okay, top 3. These can be number 1 anytime. So do not come for me. Do not, okay? My favorite cold moon, my favorite cool tone palette is my Ensley Rain Cosmetics cool tone palette. This cold moon palette, oh my god, can I say anything? Cold moon palette. This falls on number 3. I'll tell you the reason why. The mattes are excellent, absolutely excellent. The shimmers are breathtaking. If you were eyeing like these indie brands, like for their multichromes, like Divina Cosmetics, Terra Moons Cosmetics, like any of those brands, this palette has ton of those shades. This palette also has some flaky and like squishier formula, like this one. I feel like these can tend to feel heavy on your eyes. It gives a beautiful shift. If you want like a one and done shade, just apply that one shade all across the eyelid. It'll be amazing. But I definitely do prefer like a smoother shimmer on my eyelid. But saying that, these mattes, whenever I apply this on my eyes, I look so pretty. I feel beautiful whenever I'm applying this palette. This was my number 1 palette for 2023. That is saying a lot, because this is truly breathtaking. I love to wear this palette, especially in winter season and spring season. I feel very pretty with this. This shade is beautiful, you guys, beautiful. These mattes might look lighter tone against my skin tone, but all of them show up on me. That's why I love this palette. This is my favorite cool tone palette that I have in my collection, and I mean every single word of this. Absolutely favorable. On number 2, this is the newest palette from them, and this is the Cosmic Dreamer palette. This felt on number 2. I don't even know why, but this felt on number 2. It is so pretty. This is again a little bit newer to my collection. I might have created like 8 looks using this palette so far, but I really love this palette so very much. I have a few shades on my eyes today with this palette. I have this Spacey shade, I have this Wild Heart shade, I have Lucidity on the inner portion of the eyelid, I have Cosmic Queen to mend those shades together, and I have Lunar Storm on the outer portion of the eyelid. I really love this palette. I have used each and every shade in this palette. I have Dreamer on my crease too. I've used every single shade of this palette, and every single shade of this palette performs exceptionally well. If you love a colorful palette in your collection, this is unlike the Strawberry Moon palette. This is colorful but muted at the same time, and you can get so much of variety here, and looks can be more wearable too when you go with this palette. And that's the main reason why I love this palette over the Strawberry Moon palette. I love everything about this palette. When I swatch this palette on live with you guys in my video, the expressions that I have is like true expressions, like genuine expressions that I've gotten, because that's the first time I was swatching this palette. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by Ensley Rain Cosmetics. I'm so glad that I've tested their palettes out, because this is like the best indie brand that I have in my collection. Yeah, I really love them. The number one palette, okay, from Ensley Rain Cosmetics for me so far is the Groovy Garden palette. I know this has a lot of green shimmers, and you know, me and greens do not go well that much, but oh my god, but it's a big but. The mattes in this palette just have my heart, okay? This is so beautiful on the eyes. They're wearable, they're colorful, they're muted. The mattes just is beautiful. I have a big pan going on in this Freak Spirit shade. This is a stunning shade. The Jazz shade is more like an orangey shade with like a green shift to it. It has some kind of a green shift going on in every shade, like especially the shimmer shade. But I wear vintage vibes almost every time I open this palette for a wearable look. I use that shade. Lava Lamp shade. You should see that shade in action. It is so pretty, so pretty. So that leaves me with these two shades that I don't wear it often, but whenever I've worn it, people have asked me like, what is on your eyes? You look so pretty. So that's an exception. And I love this palette. I really love this palette. I feel like this palette was made for me. If two of these greens were swapped with purples, game over, okay? Game over. But this makes this on number one because I absolutely love every shade that was chosen for this palette, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So those were my ranking for Ensley Rain Cosmetics. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I repeat myself, I love every single one of the palettes that I've talked in this video. I absolutely love it. It's totally based on the color story that I love. And how much I use these palettes. That's how I've ranked these palettes. But that's all for today, guys. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel before leaving. I am an affiliate with Ensley Rain Cosmetics. My code is SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.